Well, hello, and thank you for tuning in to learn how to do today's EOC moment. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started with this. If you read what it says, there are some key words here that I need to make you aware of, which will aid you in solving this particular um, problem. So, first of all, it says the function f of x equals a negative 0.5x squared plus 5x minus 6 models the profit in thousands of dollars a carnival makes if it sells X thousands of tickets. The table shows the amount of the profit another carnival makes based on the number of tickets sold. The function in the table is quadratic. Okay? So, if you read, it then says, what is the difference in the maximum amount of profit the two carnivals can make? Okay? So, let's look here at some key words. All right, first of all, it tells us here that the function in the table is quadratic. We also read here that the difference in the maximum amount of profit, okay? And we also see here that this is a negative quadratic, which means it is opening downward. So if I were to draw myself a picture of what this looks like, I basically have a quadratic, and here's the parabola. It is opening downward. There is my maximum. My x-axis is the tickets sold. My y-axis is going to be the profit. And what it's asking me is the maximum amounts of profit the two carnivals can make. So what I'm looking for is the coordinates of my vertex. Okay? So for each of these quadratic functions, you're going to need to find the x and the y value of your vertex. Now, if you look at the first one, the quadratic is already written for you. So you have your negative b over 2a, which is pretty easy to find. Your negative b is going to be a negative 5, and then over 2 times the negative 0.5. And then once you do your math for that, you arrive at negative 5 divided by a negative 1, so that equals 5. So then now all you do is take x equals 5, substitute that back into your function here, and that's going to give you the y value. So that will give you the profit for your first function. Now, when you look at this table, if again you read your problem, it says the function in the table is quadratic. So the way you're going to find your equation for the quadratic is you're going to use the same steps that we used the other day when we were solving quadratic functions on our calculator. Okay, so if we bring up the calculator, we're going to go to Stat, Edit, okay, and then in list 1, for all of your tickets sold, you're just going to type those numbers. So here we go. Okay, So now that you've done that, we're going to go to Stat, Calc. All right, and then remember we arrow down to quadratic regression, and we press Enter, and then we just enter, enter. And so here I've got y equals a negative 0.6x squared, okay? Plus 6x minus 8. All right, so then you're going to take this, and we'll come back over here, and I now know my next quadratic function is y equals a negative 0.6x squared plus 6x minus 8. Okay, so again, I need to find my vertex for this one, so negative b over 2a. So then I would have negative 6 over 2 times a negative 0.6. All right, so when I do that, my answer again is going to be x equals 5. Okay, so then I take x equals 5, substitute it back into here and here, and then I solve that for the variable y, and that will give you the maximum profit for that parabola in the table. So then your final part, once you've found both profits, is to find the difference. Okay? So that's how you would do this particular problem. All right, so I hope this has been helpful to you. And if you need more help, let me know. I'll be on the Google Meet, or you can also let me know if there's a different time you might be able to set up. All right, so thank you for watching.